Hi, my name is Pascal and I run a service called sharpen.page. I'm making a video series on creating StruggleFirst pages. Those are marketing pages, but they differ from features and benefits kind of pages where the focus of the page is really on the product and you tout how good it is and etc. And a StruggleFirst page instead focuses on the struggle that the visitor is going through when they come to the page. It acknowledges that somebody will not buy something unless they have something they want to have progress on, and it connects with the things that they're going through as they come to your page. So this fits a certain type of product or a certain type of service offering. In this case, it's a free course, for example, and you get the feeling that, yeah, I'm on the right page, I am experiencing this exactly, tell me more, you scroll down, I'm interested, I feel understood, etc. So that's what we're going for. Lots of text, but it's okay because what we want to do with this text is not so much that people read through everything, but that you have a lot of evidence through words that the person making the product understands what you're going through. Here's another example that's more graphical. This is for a service, an online SaaS, an online software, for how to take care of the problems you have with credit cards for your online product. If you've got a subscription product and a lot of credit cards are not getting through because the expiry date is up. And so over here you got evidence that the person understands the pain of the visitor. More evidence here, and so this is a StruggleFirst page that's a bit more graphical. Here's another interesting one. This is for a service offering to create Techpacks, which are basically what you send to the manufacturer in order to make sure that they manufacture a physical product exactly as you want them. So if you don't know how to make these Techpacks, you hire this firm, this person, Belinda, I think, and you will get that tech pack done so that you don't waste any time in the translation of your idea to the manufacturer. Or you can have very simple, very few words. For example, writer, designer working alone. You don't have to. So it connects straight to the struggle and offers a solution. I'm making my own kinds of these StruggleFirst pages for my own services, like for example over here on this page, and I would want to know, I'm using a lot of my own coding, my own style sheets, etc., my own HTML to create these. How is it that how is it like to create pages like this, specifically like this, on site builders like Wordpress.com, for example, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Which normally create pages with a lot of blocks and a lot of things. I don't want that. I want a page that is left aligned with lots of text, nothing flashy, but I still want to be attracting the attention and creating contrast by using different things like bolding things, by putting things into blocks, and also changing the width of those blocks in order to just add variety so that when you scan the page real quick, there's you kind of get a feel that this is a different part of the page, and that's okay. It's okay for people to scroll, for people to scan, and that's what I'm going for. So creating one with WordPress was okay. It did an okay job. In the previous video, I looked at Squarespace, and it did an okay job as well. It did some things sort of okay, and some of the things I didn't care for so much. In WordPress.com, it's pretty similar. So, but you can still pull it off. I was able to make these blocks and change the width of things and have a form at the bottom. I feel I've got everything I need in order to make a page. So how did I do it? I picked a theme and I changed it a little bit, and then I created a blank page. And then I went to work with creating these blocks. So here's basically the trick to create the kind of treatment that I was looking for over here. So if you start with a blank page, you will start with having this block of text that's centered in the middle, which is not what that's not what I want. I want something left aligned. And the reason why I want something that's left aligned is I don't want the user to have to look around left and right in order to scan the page. You think that makes a better page, a more interesting page, but it really doesn't. It's kind of irksome because if everything is left aligned, the eye can be in one spot as you scroll. It's not so tiring anymore, and you don't have a feeling that you're missing anything. It's not work. Okay, even though there's a lot of text, it doesn't feel like work because you're just scanning for those words that you have on your mind. And anyways, as you enter the page, you have those words in your mind. You have your own vocabulary. You'll just be scanning. And if the first words of these first paragraphs are connecting with you, then you're sticking around. Otherwise, you'll leave, and that's okay. So in order to create these full width blocks in WordPress.com, you got to start with what's called, I'm going to see if I can make this okay, insert before. You're going to insert a layout block, layout grid, sorry. And so you got full width treatment here. I insert a one column thing, and so I'm just trying to select the right thing. There we go. And then I can change the width of this depending on the columns. And so that's a bit what I want to do, and I'm happy I was able to do it. Now I'm going to select the column. There you go. Change the background, and then I want this to be more over here. And so there's the trick is to use a huge gutter size, and then it'll align it that way. So I've got what I needed. I'm going to put a quote in here. I'm going to paste that in, and I'm going to change the style. So far so good. I kind of like this. Now, since it's kind of tricky to select the part of the row that you want to edit over here, it's kind of not so, I mean, you got to know what you're doing a little bit, but there's a trick. You click this button here, block navigation, and you can see that there's a layout grid inside which is a column, and inside which there's a quote. So that's an easy way to pick exactly what you want. One of the things that I used a lot was I'm going to pick the layout grid, the duplicate thing. That saved me a lot of work. So it was already what I wanted, and then I could change, for example, I could click on the column and change, the width. Yeah, so I use that a lot, and then insert before, insert after as well. Remove. I go down the page. Things are good. Okay, over here, I wanted to do something nifty. Okay, I wanted to change the color of this block here, but have the background to be a different color. Okay, so to do that, I needed to do the following. A big layout grid, inside which is a single column, that I change the color on, and then inside that column I put another layout grid that has, other columns that have different widths. So that's basically the idea. I was able to do the same thing down here, and I have a 2-column thing. Okay. I've got an image over here, and right at the top I've got a spacer allowing me to adjust it this way. So I thought that was neat. Is able to have a form, all good. One of the things that I was looking forward to finding in a tool was the ability to do this. Change the font size of text so that they could be more punchy. But more specifically for headings, I want to do two things. I want to use the right heading level to respect the structure of the page, and not, for example, use a heading 1 in order to get the bigger text, but whereas this heading should really be a heading 2 because the heading 1 is reserved for the title of the page. So or not use an H3 just to get a smaller kind of font size. I still want to define a heading as an H2. These are all of my H2s, but this H2 is bigger just because we're at that part of the page where I'm getting serious, or if you're scanning really quickly, you can get to here, you can just spot it. And so I want to do that. For example, over here there's an H2 still, but it's kind of small just because it's kind of like an aside. Because if you're at this part of the page here and you read through here, it might be because you're not scanning so much but reading carefully, and this aside here is meant for that. So overall, using WordPress.com's new block editor, I was able to create the kind of page that I wanted. And there's a few things I don't like these huge paddings between the blocks. I don't know how to fix it yet, but I want to see how far I could go without using any custom style sheets, being able to do that on my own. So I hope that's useful for you if you want to make a page like that using WordPress.com. And I'll be making more of these videos about how to create a StruggleFirst page using a site builder, but I'll be making other ones too about the philosophy, or the sort of like the what to look for in order to create a StruggleFirst page that works, and the flow between the blocks and the order of things, and what to include and what not to include. But basically, be on the lookout for those videos. So I hope that was useful, and I'll see you next time.